Welcome back, guys. We are back with Troy Baldwin with Guild Mortgage, who is no stranger to the podcast. He's back with some really good updates for us.
Yeah. Coming soon to Greeley, we're having our what's called Ready, Set, Own first-time homebuyer education class. It is Saturday, June 27th from 10 to 12 at the Greeley Recreation Center. So if you're looking to buy a house as a first-time homebuyer, we're kind of gearing it towards that so we can help some people get into houses who have been, looking. But the class is going to be talking about a lot of different loan products to help you get prepared also to purchase, but then what loan products are out there that, everybody thinks you have a 20% down. Well, no, we have a 0% down, we have 1% down, we have down payment assistance. So there's multiple different programs to use to help people get into homes. And we are going to be launching a brand new product that day for Colorado right now. And it'll be really interesting, but we'll explain that at the class too. We will have light refreshments and giveaways throughout the event. We'll have loan officers right there, myself, taking loan applications. Bring your forms. We need 1099s, W-2s, pay stubs for the last 30 days. Your ID, of course, federal tax returns for the past 2 years if you are self-employed, for sure. Bank statements for the last 2 months, and all that can be done digitally also.
Nice. Yeah. I like how the form outlines everything that you need, and we'll do a screenshot of this form. It'll be everywhere where this goes, so it'll be nice.
There's a QR code to scan to sign up for the event, so we know you're coming. But bring friends and family. Bring your real estate agent.
You know anybody?
Come on.
No, here's the thing. It is kind of scary, but these guys make it really easy for you to sit down and understand the programs. Everyone needs to buy a home. You need to take advantage of the help that is out here, but not only that, start securing your future and things like that, because it's the greatest thing in the whole wide world to own your own house. That's where you build your fortune from. And we're not just saying that because we're realtors. We truly believe we both own, so that's the thing. So,
well, we rented it one time.
Yeah, we rented it one time, and we had folks like Troy and us who got us on the path. And I really do believe in all this stuff. So, what else do you have?
Yeah. So other than this today, I thought, hey, let's cover a couple important topics. The self-employed borrowers, we have, it tends to be difficult to get self-employed borrowers, qualified to purchase a home. As a self-employed person, when you do your taxes, you tend to, as much as possible to reduce that tax burden on yourself. And we completely understand. So, we here at Guild, we've come up with some different loan programs to help with that. Mm-hmm. So we do have what's, bank statement loans for self-employed borrowers, where even if you're 1099, so you're a contractor, you're working for a company, you get paid through 1099. We use your 1099 forms and your bank statements so we can get you qualified. And what tends to happen is because there's so much cash flow going through your bank statements for your business, we do have to, some of them we can't count, but majority of them, that are not legit, but are good deposits for
good
business,
funds.
Right?
Because it's
good funds. Those get included. I mean, large cash deposits will never be included for any reason, for whether it's you're a W-2 borrower or a self-employed borrower. Large cash deposits are a no-no. So those types of things, those are the anyway. The bank statement loan is a great way, because 9 times out of 10, your bank statements show a significant amount of income, and then that's what you're qualified on. And the company is a little higher, so the interest rate good as lower, but is interest rate taxes. So it's one of those. What do I want to do, and where do I want to save my money? So,
right. And we do have people who do the bank statement loans
right now.
Yeah.
and they don't mind a little bit more of an interest, but then you know what? It just they can buy it, and that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
Because a shift that I've seen, and we've had this conversation off camera, I want to kind of bring it on camera about the way people get paid is changing. And I thought about this because we do this now where we send our favorite, I don't know, massage therapist or our favorite contractor, whoever, we pay by Venmo and all these other places. So we talked about that about, oh, how does that count? Or if I'm on that other side and I'm making all this money on Venmo, how do I show that?
Right. Yeah, that's we see that a lot right now. And Venmo, we can collect statements so we can see the money flowing in. It states, where it's coming from and things. So we can see that, if that's the way they get paid, that's their income coming in. But ultimately, if you have like tips, if tips are just cash deposits into the account, they aren't going to be able to be counted. And so if there's a way as whether you're a 1099 contractor with, let's say, a nail salon, and then you get a ton of tips, if there's a way you can work it out with your employer to say, hey, can you show my tips on my pay stub? And some places already do that, but I know that not all of them are 100% given. It just, there's this balancing act between, okay, what do you want to claim as your total tips and then be taxed on? But now with the new tax laws, it's like, hey, claim those tips, get them on your pay stub, then we can use them as income. And so that's how we see that happening a little bit now, where we'll see the tips on pay stubs, which helps. But yeah, the easier it is to trace the money, the better chance we're going to get to count the income. And that's what it comes down to, is traceability, because of all the money laundering going on in, the world of, illegal drugs and everything else.
Yeah.
You have a lot of drug cartels went up buying homes with cash or moving cash through things. And then more, fraud on top of that with trying to steal your money out of your accounts and stuff. We have to trace everything. So it's government makes us do it. And so if we ask for it, it's not because we're asking for it, it's because the government requires it.
You have to cover your,
Okay. Well, then that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, there's just so much out there.
Oh, yeah.
It's just easier. I think it's easier than it's ever been.
Right. And that's why I like to meet with the borrowers in person. I'll talk on the phone. Whatever, I could do a Teams chat or, Zoom or anything like that. But I like to meet with people in person, because I like to put it up in front of them on a big screen and say, hey, these are the things that you need to be aware of as we go through this process, because it's the biggest thing you're ever going to purchase in your life. And you need to understand it. I don't want anybody going in just signing documents, not knowing what they're doing. Right. So, another topic was, what's come up new and is now we're having to look, since we do gather bank statements, is now we see Affirm and Klarna, Lending Bear, these different, places that are giving you money for free, basically, lending you money for free, and you just pay back in short installments, sometimes up to a year. Well, the underwriter, if they see those in on bank statements, they're going to ask, is this a long-term loan? Is this a short-term loan? When will these be paid off? If you have them on the bank statements, when you give them to us, she and most of our underwriters are ringing. It's just the way it is. Most of them, I don't, just they're more detail oriented. I don't know, but we have all of our underwriters in our branch are female. And so that's why I say she. But anyway, she'll look at it and say, hey, what's this for? Is it paid off? And then you have to supply a document saying it is paid off, so we don't count it against your income and your, as a liability to your debt to income ratio. So keep that in mind. If you're going to go and look for buying a new home, maybe, don't have a bunch of those going on, because the less you have to explain, the easier it is for you, the less stress it is for you. Believe it or not, these these lending, it's very difficult to get statements. You're sitting there on your app trying to look through how to get a statement to show you're paid off. It might show you're totally paid off, zero up at the top of all of your items that you did, a firm or Klarna, but it doesn't show each individual account. You have to do some digging, or you have to call and say, hey, can I get documents? And they're saying, well, it'll be 30 days.
Yeah.
So if you're really considering buying a house, stay away from those until you buy the house, and that's really, if you're looking at a car, darts, get and do some things you've been told, and get a credit card, get that credit card, but make sure you're just paying it every month, get increasing your credit. So there are some reasons to get some credit sometimes, but
so nothing out of the ordinary of what you regularly do on your statements is don't go outside of the ordinary, or if you have to, talk to you first, because I bet it's hell with these new apps, because they're everywhere. Yeah. I was blown away with the one for Chipotle. I was like, holy crap. You can use them to buy Jordans. I'm like, where are we going? And I can't even imagine how long it takes for those to come off your report and for your score to move. Can you imagine defaulting for a little protein bowl?
Yeah, that one. I missed my $5 payment this week on my Chipotle.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I'm saying.
This is where we're at, guys. So yes, as realtors, it is we go there because it's going to affect us. You seem easy on that front, but we're going to be dealing with it. He's going to be dealing with it on the back end, because you're going to come to us and go, well, gotta pay off Dave first.
I can tell you an example. We get people who are looking to buy a house who they have a lot of cash in the bank, and they say, well, I can just pay cash for this house. I don't need a loan. So why do I have to supply all this documentation? Why do I have to tell you every little thing? Why do it's ridiculous. I should just be able to tell you, hey, this is my income, and the collapse in 2008 changed the game for everybody.
Yeah.
And so that's where all the regulations came. That's where everything, we had to document everything. That's that finally said, hey, no, you got to do it. And then with the money laundering later on, we got to source the cash. So whether, if you got a 790 credit score and you're making, $20,000 a month, and you can afford the house, you don't have a lot of debt, and you think, oh, this will be easy. Well, it can be easy, but understand that, hey, we're asking for the documents because we have to have them. And in our world, when we do the loan, we fund the loan internally at Guild, and then we do, we service the loans in-house also, but it does get sold to the secondary mortgage market, like everybody does, for the most part. And so it has to meet all of these check boxes, and there's even audits done on it. They do a percentage of audits to verify that we aren't making any mistakes. But before that investor will buy that loan, if there's a missing document and we've closed, they come back to us, say, hey, where's this document? And so sometimes even after we close, we have to go back to the borrower and say, hey, we need this document, because then we have to keep the loan, and that ties up money that we can't fund more loans with. Yeah. So it's not something that we want to do. So we have to be thorough in making sure that, that stuff is collected, and we have it for the investor who's going to be investing in that loan.
Exactly. So yeah, that's why they do what they do, because there's rules and things like that. So
yeah, it's definitely changing. It changed since the early days. I mean, my first house, I was working at Eastman Kodak, and that's all I had to put down basically. Oh yeah, here's a loan.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
in the early 90s. So it's not that way.
Well, one more time, tell us when your event is so that everybody can come.
Yep, called Ready, Set, Own, first time home buyer education. 27th, 10 a.m. to noon. And I will be there at the Greeley Recreation Center. That's 651 10th Avenue in Greeley. And the company I work for, Guild Mortgage. Like I said, I'll be there, and just check, introduce yourself, and I'll be happy to help you with any questions and get you settled in at the event.
And
Awesome.
did you say that this is going to go on all summer, or
So then we're going to, in the next month in July, we're doing one. I think it's Fort Collins, and then in August, one in Loveland. So we're going to, once a month, we're going to try and do these at different communities.
so it'll still be around here?
Mhm.
I think this is awesome because half the battle is just knowing what you have to do, getting past all what the internet says. That's another barrier. People get on the internet and they're like, well, the internet said that I had to, you guys know.
So come to the event, please, because we've known Troy a long time. He's helped us with some of our loans that we've gotten folks into either first time or another
Level
home.
up, investment.
Yeah. So there you go. So we will see you there.
Yes.
We will see you there. We'll be there if you have any questions.
Thank you guys for watching. This will be everywhere: YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, all the good stuff. The flyer will be there, and we'll be here if you guys have any questions.